Hi, just a short video on an analog sensor mounted here and how this works with a voltage divider. This is a UV sensor, GI-ML8511, and it returns, it picks up 5 volt up here, and then 3.3 volts, 0 volt, and here it returns a voltage that potentially can be up to 5 volt, maybe. I can't remember right now. But anyway, the Heltec and the TTGO can only measure up to 3.3 volt. So somehow we have to, if it comes above 3.3 volt, up to 5 volt, we have to do something to compensate for that. It can only measure up to 3.3 here. And we use a voltage divider, and you can see that down here. And the principle of a voltage divider you can look up on Wikipedia. This UV sensor returns a voltage on the most left pin behind the here, and this goes on the bottom side. It goes down to the bottom side of this resistor, from the pin directly to the bottom side of this resistor, and then it goes over here, and this side is connected to the next resistor, and from that resistor down to ground. And this means between this voltage and over here there is a division, and depending on the two resistors, these are equally big in this case, so they divide. Here in the middle they will be half the voltage than up here. Because they are equally big, they divide 50-50. So if we have 5 volt up here, we have 2.5 volt here in the middle on this pin. So that's actually how the voltage divider works here. And the middle of these two resistors, this is wired up to these two holes here. Let's bring some light on it. These two, they are wired together and down in the middle of the voltage divider. And this one, this wire goes over here to that is pin 36 of the Heltec or TTGO. So in the software I would specify GPIO 36 as an analog, and then in the software I would then calculate in the sense that between 0 and 2.5 voltage, that is equally to between 0 and 5 volt over here on the sensor. And this voltage again can be converted for this sensor into an UV index, depending on how this, what reference or what voltage minimum maximum this returns. There are some analog sensors. I think that's look sensor. So for instance, I've used before, it goes from 1 volt to 2.5 volts, something like that, and that is then converted into a lux number. And equally here, between maybe 0 volt and 2.5 volt is then converted into an index between 0 and 15 for UV. So, and down here these two resistors, they are two 50 kilo ohm, 50,000 ohm resistors, equally big. And that's an example for this. That's an analog, and there is space for 4 analog inputs, and you would use 36, 37, 38 and 39 as pin GPIOs on the Heltec or TTGO. That's that. Thanks for watching.